Recreational use of marijuana should be illegal in all states. Marijuana is considered a gateway drug. A gateway drug is defined as a habit-forming drug that while itself is not highly addictive, but it may lead to the use of other highly addictive drugs. Although marijuana is not addictive as harder drugs like crack and meth, 1 in 10 users develop dependence over a period of time. It is thought that once a person tries marijuana, he or she is more susceptible to trying harder, more dangerous drugs. Research shows that using marijuana might be linked to more serious illegal substances like heroin and prescribed painkillers. If marijuana were to be legalized, the number of individuals to try marijuana would increase and eventually move on to harder drugs. This would place a financial pressure on the medical system to provide treatment for those when they have serious problems due to drugs. Marijuana, like alcohol, alters your perception. It clouds people's thinking and alters distance perception. Driving under the influence of marijuana could further aggravate the problem of driving under the influence of alcohol. One should not drive under the influence under any circumstance. Not only does it put yourself in danger, but it also puts the lives of others on the road in danger. In every state, driving under the influence, whether it be alcohol or marijuana, are considered the same. Consequences for driving under the influence vary from state to state, but include jail time lasting 2 to 180 days, fines for $200 to $500, and public service for 24 to 48 hours. If you are charged in a state where marijuana is illegal, you will be charged with a felony of possession of a Scheduled I controlled substance. Edible marijuana has a massive amount of THC. This increased amount of THC leads to psychotic breaks, for example, acts of suicide. From a public standpoint, the legalization of marijuana would worsen crime. Marijuana dispensaries would increase robbery and crime rates because it is a cash business. Smoking marijuana poses harm on one's health worse than smoking a cigarette. Smoking marijuana is worse for your lungs. A marijuana smoker takes a deeper inhalation into the lungs and holds it there for a longer period of time than a cigarette smoker. This longer exposure to the lungs increases one's likelihood of lung cancer. Not only does it increase the risk of lung cancer, it lowers academic performance. Studies show that when using marijuana at least once a month, they are 2 to 4 times less likely to complete their homework and attend class. They are also 2 to 4 times more likely to value their grades and 4 times more likely to skip class. This study shows that those who smoke marijuana daily are more likely to stop at high school or even dropping out before their graduation whenever they planned on attending a university before they had started smoking marijuana. As seen in the previous week's discussion, there are 4 main concerns when it comes to smoking marijuana, and this is why it should be illegal in all states also. These include employment implications, public safety, mental health implications, and there is no real reduction in the prison population. Marijuana can derail a person's career in many ways. It is a deal breaker for those employed through the public, such as nurses, police officers, firefighters, and teachers. Those employed through these occupations play an important role in the public. Some may even consider people with these occupations as role models. If one were to smoke marijuana and want a position as one of these jobs, they would have no chance because of being screened. If the screen comes back positive for a nurse, police officer, firefighter, or teacher, they can expect their job to be gone. As discussed earlier, marijuana alters one's perception. Nurses, police officers, firefighters, and teachers play important roles in taking care of the public, ensuring our safety, and educating those who are in school. Those employed within these fields have high standards to meet. If they are able to get a job elsewhere, they will have a problem getting a good paying job. It does not matter if you have a medical marijuana card or not. If one were to get injured on the job with marijuana in the system, workman's comp would not cover it due to the marijuana causing alterations in perceptions. Legalization of marijuana would have no impact on employers' hiring. The private sector is the one to make the final decision whether or not employees are allowed to smoke marijuana. As far as mental health, some try to say that marijuana causes schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. Studies are still trying to prove whether or not this is true. However, marijuana does cause psychotic breaks. Those who experience psychosis without the use of marijuana are at a higher risk. People can experience acute intoxication from marijuana. They may experience visual or sound illusions that aren't there, hallucinations, and delusions. One may experience psychosis abruptly with the use of marijuana, whereas those who are addicts that stop using abruptly may also experience psychosis. It is possible for one to experience short-term symptoms related to psychosis. It mainly depends on how potent it is and how long they use it for. The risk of psychosis increases in long-term marijuana use, particularly in young people. Lastly, there is no real reduction in prison population. Prison is used for those who have serious criminal violence. Therefore, the legalization of marijuana would not decrease the population of the prison because marijuana is not a causative factor for prison rates to increase. As discussed before, the consequences of marijuana are jail time up to 180 days, a fine up to $500, and 24 to 48 hours of public service, not prison. In conclusion, I see no reason for legalizing the recreational use of marijuana. It can hamper one's employment, the safety of the public, cause psychotic breaks, and there would not be a decrease in the prison population. It can also lower one's academic performance. One's chance of getting lung cancer would be lower if marijuana use would be illegalized because they would not be inhaling all of the smoke and allowing it to sit there. Marijuana can be addictive and lead one to try a drug that is more dangerous, such as crack, meth, or prescribed painkillers. If one is willing to try marijuana, who's to say that they won't try an even more dangerous drug? Thank you.